Hello, my name is Nadia. I'll be your examiner today.
Right.
Could you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Lei Ming Chang.
Okay, thank you. Before we start, could I see your identification, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We are now going to move on to part 1 of the test, which is the interview. I'm going to ask you some questions and please answer them as fully as you can.
All right.
We are going to start by talking about food. Do you have a healthy diet?
Well, I don't think of myself as someone who has a healthy diet, but I do try to include as various nutrition types in my diet as possible when I cook.
Okay. Do you prefer eating at home or out?
I actually do prefer eating at home when I cook for myself and my housemates. So it feels more like a communal kind of activities. So it's very exciting to have meals with other people at home.
Do you like ordering food to your home?
Since I came to Korea, yes, I have been more into ordering food on apps. It's very convenient.
Okay, where do you usually order delivery from?
I usually order delivery from places around my house because I do care about the shipping fee.
Would you say your eating habits are different now than from when you were younger?
I do believe so. I think that when I grow up, I feel like I don't really have much time to care about what I'm eating, as long as it's fast, it's convenient, it's easy to clean up. So yes, my eating habit did change.
Okay, now we are going to talk about weather. What sort of weather do you like the most?
I feel like today's weather was very nice. It's cold, but it's still very sunny. It's dry. I'm not a big fan of wet weather or rain.
Okay, what's the weather like in your hometown?
In my hometown, we do have 4 seasons, and our seasons matches I think with pretty much every other country that has 4 seasons. But our winter lasts very short. It is super cold.
Okay, would you like to move to a place that has different weather?
I lived for 5 years in a tropical country where we had only one season, just summer, and sometimes it rained. I was not into it.
What season do you think is the most suitable for working or studying?
Well, as I mentioned, I would prefer 4-season weather, but it was very, I consider it much better to live somewhere with only 1 season. You don't have to care much about preparing clothes or transportation in different types of weather.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part 1. We are now going to move on to part 2 of the test, where you will speak about a specific topic in detail. Please read the card I have in front of you. You have between 1 and 2 minutes to talk about the topic.
Yes.
Before speaking, you have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make notes to help you if you wish. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, you can start speaking now.
All right, thank you. I would like to talk about my childhood friend, and she is my best friend and my longest friend up to date. We met when we were in 1st grade in primary school. We were 6, And now we're reaching 20 years of knowing each other. But unfortunately, we were not friends for the whole of 20 years. We lost touch, I think, for around 5 years in between since I transferred to a different school. But when we met again, we really connected very well. I feel like the things that we do together, things that we did together back then were pretty much what friends do. In secondary school, we participated in clubs. We went singing, dancing together. We shared our interest in comic books and all that. But as we grew older, you could really realize who were the people that you can keep in your life, because she taught me so much more, and we spent so much more time discussing bigger issues, things that have to do with our familiar matters, things to do with our mental health, the things that we experience at work. And all of those issues we could discuss together really helped each of us as we grow, and also as we maintained and built upon that friendship for 20 years.
Okay, do you find it easy to meet new friends?
I feel like I have grown into someone who is much more sociable now. So it's very easy for me to approach people, and also to handle people who approach me in strange situations.
Okay. Can you tell me some qualities you look for in a friend?
I feel like I want to look for someone who can communicate well, someone who can hold a conversation. So that means both listening and responding, and also initiating conversations.
Okay, thank you. That is the end of part 2. We are now going to move on to part 3 of the test. We will talk more about the topic of friends in detail. Okay, so can you tell me a bit about why friends are important in our lives?
Yes, I feel like even though some of us may be introverts, for example, we feel very comfortable being alone, but it is still difficult to always have to hold things to yourself. By things, I mean maybe some issues that you want to resolve, some frustration that you just want to let someone listen to you and try to let it out. So I feel like friends are important in that matters. Even some types of issues you can't really discuss with your families, even the closest members of your families.
Yeah. So do you think it's always better than to talk to your friends rather than your family about these issues?
I don't think it's an always or never kind of matter. It really depends on the types of issues, depends on the type of relationships you have with this person. So, for example, I feel like for family, someone would think like you don't discuss issues like relationships with your family. But if you have someone in your family who you feel close to, you can feel connected to, you feel like they can help you listen or resolve those issues, then feel free. Yes.
Do you have someone like that in your family?
Yes, I am very close to my sister.
Okay, that's great. Is it important to have friends from other countries?
Yes, now that I have lived overseas for, I think, half of my life already, I feel like if you just keep to your own community, your little social circle, then it's going to be difficult. You have to kind of expose yourself to different types of relationship, and knowing friends from different countries, you can exchange your culture, exchange your different backgrounds, knowledge. It's very helpful.
And how would you say are some good ways to meet friends from other countries?
I mean, I can't really say it's a method, but going overseas to live, to study is obviously the most easy way to meet people from different countries. But even in my countries, I still took part in a lot of activities that had foreigners. For example, you can take part in English clubs, sometimes tourism clubs. And also at my work, I work for a company that our main clients were foreigners. And through that, I met a few people, and a lot of them, I met a lot of people, and a few of them actually became friends later on.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is the end of the Ielts speaking test. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great day.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some post-test questions just to get an idea of how you felt about today's test. What are your overall feelings about today's test?
I think it went quite smoothly for me. Since I took the test before, so I feel like I'm familiar with it. So I think that helped a lot.
Okay, which part did you find the most difficult?
For me personally, I'm very conscious of what I say during the test. So sometimes when I say things, I would keep thinking about, wait, what I'm saying is not really what I wanted to say. But since I want to keep the conversation going, so I just have to keep going.
Okay. Which part did you find the easiest?
I think that none of the questions was that demanding. So it was easy to answer, even if you want the answers to be complicated or simple. So that was.
What topics would you have preferred to come up in today's test?
Oh, I actually love food and friends. I don't think there could have been a better topic for that.
Okay, that's great. Do you have any tips for other test takers?
Yes, I feel like, except from the technical things, it's very helpful to be natural, to be relaxed when you're taking the test. Because I think one of the best way to judge if someone speaks well is how natural you sound.
Okay.
Comfortable, how comfortable you are.
And what score band do you think you got today?
Well, that's, I'm not sure, maybe a 7. I hope a 7.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for your time and have a good day.
Thank you.